down, breaking these walls down. If you wanna function and find a home, but if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point? Peace, peace, peace. Peace and many blessings, family. Back in time with yet another most pristine, fine, and definitely most sincere and genuine new soul or live stream and video. Brother Henry Hank Soul Conscious, number 4400. Hank or Henry here with you. Normally, I use this channel for like business or career or other issues like that. But every so often, I just like to mix it up. Normally, I save the social issues from all the channels and stations, but I felt it was important, as I promised. I'm doing this live stream about trying to come up with solutions to to better deal with and ease the tension and strife of this gender war. I apologize for any background noise. The machines that control the AC in the building are a little noisy, so bear with me. I do apologize. Unfortunately, like I said, my regular studio is not available right now, so I kind of like have to broadcast from some of my other locations. Hopefully, once COVID begins to settle down more, I'll be able to return to my regular screen, live stream studio location. I really want to thank everyone for joining. Um, I pray you would like, share, subscribe, sub for sub. Like I said, the issue is going to be that we're talking about is trying to come up with solutions to this gender war, the epidemic of single parenthood in America and around the world. Where can we go from here? How can we all collectively try to come up with solutions, brainstorm together to try to at least decrease or alleviate this problem? As we know, ever since after the 60s and part of the 70s, I remember during my grandparents, and even from what I was read and what I was told, like a generation or two before, it's like our great parents and our great grandparents and our grandparents. Um, most people back then, for the most part, people weren't really going out of their way to have children out of wedlock. They, preferred to be in a committed monogamous relationship or some other type of relationship, even if they weren't married or engaged, at least be in some type of relationship or make sure that they're with someone who's willing to help them raise that child. But today, because of circumstance and conditions, unfortunately, we have it as to where there is, an epidemic of many people, unfortunately, giving birth to children without both parents there. In most cases, it's a single mother. Sometimes it is single fathers too, without the other spouse there. Obviously, we know it's had a tremendous impact on our society. Um, Research statistics is done over the years. You don't have to take my word for it. That's why I'm showing you guys the CDC and all the sites on this video so that you can see I'm getting some of this information from objective sources. It's not based on my opinion or emotion. I'm not making it up off the top of my head. But, you know, that most recent decades, there's been an increase in people having children outside of wedlock in this country. And even though times have changed, the research and statistics show that children that are come up in homes with both parents there or with the single father as opposed to just a single mother or a single parent alone generally tend to have less issues and turn out better in life and have better chances of being successful. And I'm not trying to hate on anyone, stereotype or label anyone. I'm just speaking in general commonalities. So I think that part of the solution to this epidemic of single parenthood that we're going to be discussing in this mini series of this next part of gender war solutions is going to be um, as I was saying at the opening of the stream, that previous generations, my parents and grandparents, they they tended to only have children when they knew they had a partner to help them or they were in an actual relationship. They didn't just go around having children out of wedlock for various reasons without a mentor, a guide, or a partner there to assist them and coach them along the way. And because of that breakdown, it's had a tremendous negative effect in our society. We have a lot of dysfunctional, broken homes. A lot of our younger people are ending up in trouble with the law at higher rates. So I think number one, what we need to do is, even we need to encourage young people that if you're going to be active, not just young people, but everyone, use some type of birth control. Even if you're not going to use a condom, at least have the woman use a pill or, there's a morning after. There's many different things you can look into. A lot of people try to use the excuse that, oh, it's the cost, but that's not the case because there's programs and places that you could go to assist you. Some of them will even refer you to places where you could apply to get a discount or get it for free, or they'll help you apply for additional health insurance so you can get it for free. But we can no longer, as a community, sit back and continue to suffer like this. As I said before, to opening the stream, back in previous generations when our parents and grandparents were coming up, people didn't just go around arbitrarily having children outside of wedlock without making sure they had a spouse or partner or someone there to help them. But these days, over the last several decades, steadily from, I would say, especially from part of the late 70s, part of the 80s to now, prior to that, a generation or two prior to that, our great grandparents and our grandparents, even if you didn't necessarily want to be married, they at least made sure for the most part that they were in some type of stable or monogamous relationship. Even if they weren't married to that person, they were maybe living together or they had a monogamous boyfriend girlfriend relationship before they chose to have a child, so that this way when the child came, they were both personally, mentally, and financially ready to work together to raise that child together. But nowadays that's just not the case anymore. Oftentimes these kids are just being born out of wedlock without any both parents being there to plan anything for the future of the child. And so this is very terribly sad. This epidemic of single parenthood in American society, not just in the so-called black, brown, Latino communities, but across the board, even in some of the mixed or white neighborhoods. Their single parent rate may not be as high as compared to ours, but as a whole society, we're just suffering from this epidemic of single parenthood. And don't take this video the wrong way. I'm not here to bash single parents or say all single parents are bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm simply trying to come up with solutions to how can we decrease the problem of all of these excess children being born out of wedlock, because as we know, as I was stating earlier, it's hard enough just for two people to raise a child, even if they're prepared, yet alone for one parent. And the majority of the single parents in this society are female. And like I was saying earlier in the stream, research shows that children who grow up in homes with both parents or spouses present, or homes where the father is the primary caregiver. No offense, I'm not saying all single. These are the facts. That's why I'm showing the CDC website and all their stuff on the screen, because I don't want people to think that this is my opinion or my emotions. No, this is based on research, statistics, and facts that I've actually looked into. The children that are raised in homes where both parents are present in their life, even if they're not necessarily living living together, or at least the father is there a decent amount of the time, they tend to do better later on in life. They tend to have less issues, less psychological problems, less stress, and it's easier for them. They have an easier time when they reach school age to be successful and to decide a career. Now, I'm not saying, now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that just because someone comes up in a single parent household that they can be successful. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that research shows that it's more difficult because there are more barriers to them being successful when you come up in those rough environments. So, anyway, thank you so much for joining me. This has been part one of this mini series. I'm going to be continuing this. Be on the lookout. I'm going to try to do a stream later today, this afternoon, before I go to work, either late morning or early afternoon. Or later this afternoon. If not, then definitely. And I'm going to try to see if I could do a part 2 or 3 over the weekend. I want to make this at least a 3, 4, or 5 part mini series for now. So, anyway, peace and many blessings. If you want to, please remember to like, share, subscribe, sub for sub. If you need information, you can, unfortunately, like I said, because of the pandemic, I don't have access to my regular studio, so I can't copy and paste the info into all the info and links into this live stream. But if you go to my previous videos under the title, you'll see the detailed paragraphs or two under most of my previous videos, where we'll have the links to my other channels, as well as how you can donate and support the work of this channel. It is very important. I want to be a positive force to use this information, this channel, to encourage people in a positive way, to share information, to brainstorm, to give, to share good ideas. Like I said, I apologize. Normally, I save this station for career, business, and other topics like that. But every once in a while, I like to mix it up and do something different. So I figured I'd do a social issues topic. But primarily I use my other channels for that. But every once in a while, I just like to, mix things up, do some variety, do something a little different. God bless. Thanks for joining me. Peace and many blessings. Be on the lookout later today for part 2 of the stream. And y'all have a good one. Take care. Enjoy the music as we cruise out.